Hi there, and welcome to Real Talk with Angry Soccer Mom. I'm a little late coming on. I hope it's forgivable. It's kind of a crazy night. I'm sure you guys have stories to tell too. Welcome to the live show. I'm not sure if this is going to be a really long live show tonight. So if you're watching, please jump right in and say hello. Welcome to Real Talk. And this week's discussion topics, as always, are anything that includes anything you think is newsworthy about racism, bigotry, and corruption and inequality in America. And sad to say, that covers it all. Nails and glitter, yay, thanks for being here. I've neglected you. This show is meant to be an opportunity for viewers to speak their mind, but also to serve as an educational tool for white folks who want to learn the truth about our real racial history and systemic racism in America. So if you're new and watching live or watching after, I want to introduce myself. I'm Angry Soccer Mom. I am not really angry. I'm just like devastated, disappointed in this nation because I think white people can do better. Just saying. And I forgive you with the pandemic. Thank you, Nails and Glitter. Oh my God, I'm so good. I'll be playing that pandemic card for years to come. Hopefully. Sadly, I hope it's not really like that, but I get the feeling it might be. Thank you, Nails and Glitter. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please check it out. Listen a little bit tonight. And if you think it's good, please consider joining. Kitchen Politics, welcome. Dan, thank you for being here. I'm really excited to have my friends here. So if you're new, don't be shy. Jump right in. I have kind of, I don't know, if you guys want to bring up topics that I don't, please feel free to. Because tonight I have some kind of strange topics, but there's just so much going on all the time. So don't be shy. And Neil, you're shy. Neil, yay, thanks for being here. And after I do my rant, you can call in if you want, and I will give the number. If you, new projections say 36 for America. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I believe it. I think we'll be lucky if that. I mean, I know you're like, no. Just a couple of announcements until further notice. I won't be doing the Tuesday show, but I'll be doing the Wednesday show, which is now. And I will have Collins for the Wednesday show since I don't have the Tuesday show. I'll take phone calls anytime after the rant. And the number, if you don't have it, get your pens ready. And I promise I will find a way to post it so you can call. Is 347 73. You know what? I could just put it in the, I could just put, oh, I'm a genius today. Okay. I think I might regret this, but I'm going to put it in. Sorry, Nails and Glitter. But I won't mark it. So no, you'll know. That's the number if you want to call in. We're going to try to limit it to like 5 minutes each so that we can keep this show moving on. I don't want to bore people. I'm very thankful to have people listening. If you know anyone who has a personal story to tell about racism, bigotry, inequality, corruption, you name it. It doesn't have to be this famous, huge thing. I will be thrilled to listen. And my policy, if you will, is simply I will do a video that's not live and an interview. And if for any reason you don't want it, I toss it or I delete it. I guess you could say I won't post anything until I get oral, verbal approval, because it's your video. It's not about me. It's got to be about you. And there's no questions asked if you just say, I quit. Okay. So don't be shy. My integrity is kind of all I'm taking to the grave. So it means a lot to me. And you can always check out the interviews that I've done and, check it out, I guess you could say. I started a new series and it's the Everyday series. And my friend Tim is the star. I have 2 episodes and anyone can be in it. It's called Meet Tim. It can be, and all it is simply is day-to-day racism that people face. It's really important that white folks understand that it's not all the big events. We all hear those on the news, but it's also the day in and day out I hear stories day in and day out. And if I'm hearing stories, I can't imagine, what you guys are hearing. And so you need to understand, get a feel. It's the everyday microaggressions, just killer. I can't imagine. And I'm glad I don't have to, but I want to help educate. So don't be afraid to let me know how it is. I added one more video to my Billy Shelton series, and I am extremely pleased. I've been in touch with him and one of his friends who is also a famous musician, and we're talking about the possibility of them coming onto a live show for questions. And these are extremely experienced elderly gentlemen in their 80s, and they have a lot to teach. And they lived during all these, all this insanity, and they're living now. So they have an amazing, amazing wisdom to impart on us. So I've loved it. I had a 5-hour interview with Billy. It was awesome. So I'm hoping to keep going. Oh, yay! Melanated, welcome to the show. I'm happy you're here. And Nails and Glitter. Those are the hopeful numbers. Worst case scenario our kids deal with is, Nails and Glitter. Oh, we need to talk. Thank you. I agree. Well, Melanated Misfit, thank you for being here. I'm thrilled to have you. Let me see. And Neil, don't be shy. Anyone who's here, don't worry. Just feel comfortable. Jump right in. So that's what I have for announcements. I only have a few things today for topics. So if you have topics you want to talk about and I don't know about them, then you may teach us and I will read it. I'm going to give the number one more time, and then I will tell you the topics I have for tonight, and we'll get going. It's 347-732-5284. I appreciate the support I'm getting. I know a lot of people are just so sick and tired of all this craziness. But I'm going to be here every Wednesday to talk about it. So if you want to join me, my topics I have tonight are, you're going to laugh, but the U.S. finally wins first place. Of course, it's not for a good thing, and Ahmaud Arbery, I don't know if you guys have been following it. I know some of my friends absolutely have. Unstinking believable. Unbelievable. They were going to get away with it. And now they're not. And they better not. So, and then I have a quick summary of some news that's being ignored because there's too much insanity going on always. So while you're thinking of topics you might want to discuss, I'm going to give a quick overview of the Michigan protests for anybody who hasn't been able to follow it. And it's going to lead right into my rant for tonight. And I have some definite opinions, and you don't have to agree with them. Tell me what you think. I want to know. If you absolutely disagree with me, tell me. So I'm here to learn too. So let me get started. And most of this is just informational. But this week in Michigan, I'm sure a lot of people have been following this. Groups of angry militant protesters gathered outside and then inside the State House in an attempt at what I call intimidation, obnoxious intimidation. I was personally disgusted by it, by their behavior. These people carried large firearms, which painted a rather frightening scene, especially for the politicians inside attempting to actually do some work. It was crowded inside, and state police stood in a line to block protesters who apparently wanted to go into the House of Chambers and do who knows what. The whole goal of the protest was for the coronavirus restrictions to be lifted in Michigan. I have a lot to say about this. So again, jump right in. Demonstrators carried signs saying "Free Michigan." I saw a sign today that said, people who do this kind of thing do it because they have no idea what real oppression is. And I tend to agree with that. I find it to be entitled, off the charts entitled. They were angry at Governor Gretchen Whitmer because she issued a new executive order extending Michigan state of emergency till May 28th. About 41,000 people have the COVID virus as of last Thursday. Almost 4,000 people have died in Michigan of this. This is real. People can pretend it's not real as people are dying around them. But I think somebody's got to show some leadership, and I think that's what she's doing. If you disagree, jump right in and tell me. I'll be done with this rant in a minute. Michigan's Democratic governor and Republican legislative leader are now battling each other. It's basically the governor against the legislature, and who has the authority to tell whether or not things stay open during the COVID-19 outbreak. Governor Whitmer said on Sunday that the gun-toting protesters depicted some of the worst racism and awful part of U.S. history. And she made it pretty clear these protesters carried Confederate flags and nooses and swastikas. Not all of them, but you know what? I wouldn't be caught dead in a protest that was doing that. Not that, oh, I'm so great, but that's disgusting. Because you know what? If you're in a protest like that, it reflects you. I'm sorry. You can't differentiate yourself from these people. If you have other beliefs, find another way. But don't protest with people who have swastikas and who are basically white supremacists, overt white supremacists who think it's cool or something. Don't do it, because you too will be considered one. And just my take. I thought it was disgusting. Michigan's GOP senators even condemned the protesters as a bunch of jackasses who used intimidation and other threats of physical harm to stir up fear and feed rancor, which I guess I was big of them to speak the truth. For many Americans, this type of scene is kind of like deja vu, reminding people of in California when the Black Panthers rallied at the state in the 60s, if you're old like me, and they were disarmed. The Black Panthers were demonized for what they did, and to this date, they are demonized, which is unstinking believable, but yet it's America, so what do we expect? For some reason, when police see angry white people brandishing loaded weapons, big ones, acting pretty much out of control and like they're angry, they don't fear for their lives. I don't know how that works, because it just doesn't make sense. This display of racist hatred was disgusting to me personally, and a reflection of the obnoxious over hypocrisy upheld by white people in America. Mr. FS Black, yay, thanks for being here. I'm just on a rant. Meanwhile, in Washington, it feels like, meanwhile in Canada, instead of helping unite America around this incredibly dangerous pandemic that many countries have done quite well with, other than us, the anti-science, overtly proudly racist, bigoted misogynist Trump openly encouraged these bullies. Trump called them very good people. I don't think he knows what that means. And urged the governor to make a deal with them, like make a deal with terrorists. Hello. Mo, welcome. Oh my gosh. Gary, thanks for being here. I'm really happy to have people here. So this is, you guys, every time I think it can't get crazier, amen to that, Mo. Amen to that. I absolutely loathe that man. He's a horrific human being. Can you shout out, what is that acronym? Teach me and I will. I'm so bad. What does that mean? Teach me. I'm not sure what that means. I'm so kind of out of it. But if you tell me what it means, I can. Let me see. Neil, the problem I see is people all over the country are tired of being locked up, and no matter what party they are a part of, they don't want government involved with their so-called rights. Well, that's something my little rant is going to get into right now. And maybe you and I will have something serious to talk about, Neil, because I kind of got this take, and I didn't pass it by anybody, just kind of my own. So I want to know, I can humble myself if I'm wrong, but I am disgusted with the national lack of leadership, of course, like most everybody else is. We have a divided nation, and I feel like it boils down to basically one thing. Now, hear me out on this, okay? We have allowed the American populace to become uneducated. I mean, there are groups of people in the United States who do not use critical thinking. I mean, I think they can do it. I don't think they do it. I don't know if they can do it. I wonder if they can do it. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not talking about people. Hi, Eric. Thanks for being here. I'm not talking about people not going to college. No. None of that snobbery shit. Stuff. I am talking about anybody who chooses not to use their brain. We are very lucky. We are, animals, if you're, I don't know how you believe, if you believe in that, but we actually have the ability to use critical thinking skills, and some of us just choose not to. Don't get me wrong, Ronald and Mickey, hello. Thanks for when I'm done with my rant, I'm gonna say hi to everybody. Thank you so much for being here, though. It means a lot to me. These people do not use critical thinking skills. I truly believe they have them. I'm not sure what the deal is, but it needs to stop. So I'm not talking about people who didn't get the opportunity to go to college or universities. I'm referring to people who are unwilling to learn critical thinking skills and or basic scientific information to make decisions. We need to make decisions based on information. And forget about understanding history or the Constitution. That's just not going on right now. Trump loves these people because he knows that he knows how to trigger ignorant people who are not educated in order to manipulate them into his agenda, which is re-election. He just cares about re-election. And that's it. It's money and greed over humans. And that's disgusting. I'm not religious, but seriously, it's insane. And every single person should be on the same page. And if you're not, you're not getting the information. You're just not getting it, because Trump is totally inhumane. He wants to use people to make the nation's economy go so that he can get elected. He doesn't give a shit about human beings. He doesn't care about the people dying, because if he did, he would do what many, many other countries are doing and take care of the people. But instead, he cares about the money. And I find that unconscionable personally. The man is consistent, if nothing else. He just wants the nation to have a great economy by his election, and that's all that matters to him. He's willing to sacrifice people. Well, you know what? I don't want to be sacrificed, and I don't want my loved ones to be sacrificed, and I don't want yours to be sacrificed. So there we are. How's that? So I will not be following him, needless to say. The protests taking place in dozens of states last week, although a minority of the people, is mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. There are people working the front lines, doctors, nurses, janitors, aides, assistants, just people from other states coming by and doing things for people who are having a rough time. And in this pandemic, risking their freaking lives and possibly the lives of their children or family at home to save these fools who are out there becoming deathly ill. And they will. It doesn't pick and choose. It's a virus, okay? And all because of their obnoxious behavior, and it makes me really sad. So what the hell's wrong with these people? Let me tell you. And I don't mean that meanly. I sound nasty, like, oh, I'm so great, I know everything. No, it's not that. It's terrifying. It's not their fault. They have been misinformed, but they need to be informed. Is it just pure ignorance or arrogance? Or not all of us are experts. I'm not a science expert. I'm not a social studies. I'm not an expert in every subject, and people don't get it. If you're not an expert, you can't just read news. You have to dig deep and really figure out what's going on, right? I don't care what you think this virus is from. It's a virus, and it is killing people. And staying at home is the best thing. Now, it could be white privilege gone mad. I don't know. But all I do know is that these folks have been sleeping during social studies class in junior high and high school, maybe even in elementary school. And they've definitely been sleeping during science class. I'm not saying this to be mean, but this is what it boils down to. They're acting on misinformation. First of all, the folks that are protesting are under the impression that freedom of speech is absolute. By freedom of speech, it's not an absolute right to speak anywhere, anytime, any place, in any manner. Yes, we have rights, but let's put it in perspective. You can't take a bullhorn and announce your political beliefs at 3 a.m. in the middle of the neighborhood. The police will come. Somebody will come. You'll get in trouble. It's not allowed. You can't yell fire in a public theater unless there's truly a fire. it's against the law. So free speech isn't like a free-for-all. The protesters do not understand that the government exists both to promote the general welfare, sounds familiar, huh? And preserve individual rights. So issues do conflict. They do. The bottom line is that no right is absolute, but instead it's imperative to balance the individual freedoms with the common good. So am I saying I'm against nonviolent protesting? No, so don't even go there. Of course not. I'm absolutely for nonviolent protesting. Everybody should do it. Okay, it's a good thing. I look at it this way. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. But see, the Michigan protesters and all the other groups, I think do they have the right to protest? Yes, but I think they got something really wrong. Really, really wrong. Do they have the right to bring weapons and to the Michigan State House and act like bullies and intimidate government officials, into getting their way? I don't think so. Probably not. There's a difference between carrying a weapon on your person, gathering up in a group as gun-toting angry military protesters who think they're going to storm in and scare the crap out of politicians. See, this is not about politics. This is about a health crisis that we're having. And I wonder if they know they're being played by Trump. I wonder if they know they're pawns to a self-devoted narcissist who could give a shit about anyone but himself and his own interests. I wonder if his racist cult followers understand the fact that we're in a late-term democracy at best. I mean, we're going down. He's circumvented the Constitution. We've a bunch of really wealthy people running the show here, and they don't give a crap about anyone else. The middle class is all but gone. So these people are protesting the wrong group. Let me explain. It's just so frustrating. They're protesting the wrong people. What people really probably want, and I'm just guessing, is they want to be able to live through the pandemic and not lose their house and not lose their job and feed their kids. Just want to be able to get through it. This nation has enough money to do that for every single person in this nation to sit at home for a couple months. We just don't want to because, you see, the elites that run this place, the white wealthy elites, don't think we're worth it. A few of us die. Who cares? As long as they're okay. Talk about hoarding supplies, and I can't even go there. So our federal government has been compromised, and I don't think these people realize it. They think their protest is going to do something? Not a chance in hell. We need a total reorg. We're screwed. This nation's going down. This democratic republic is over. And if these people think that they're going to go out there and be all tough guys with guns and that's going to do something, it's laughable. They're basically minions for Trump's reelection. They don't even know it. We're all on the same side, but they don't know it. We have a national government that's run by a small group of wealthy white folks who create and pass laws that benefit them. The middle class has dwindled to the point where Americans, most of us, struggle like crazy, live paycheck to paycheck, and we can't afford it. We need money. And you know what? A lot of the countries that are like countries are doing great, but we aren't. And we pay exorbitant amounts for healthcare, for-profit healthcare. That's disgusting. For-profit prisons, that's unconscionable. Our housing is off the charts overpriced. For renting, literally minimum wage doesn't get you enough if you work 40 or 50 hours to pay for rent. Okay? Food prices are exorbitant. The human rights of the average person in America are being trampled by the rich as the rich get richer and richer, and everybody else is struggling. The protesters aren't seeing the bigger picture. What they're going through has nothing to do with the individual governors of their state and everything to do with the riddling away of the checks and balances. And it's created a climate that is out of control capitalism on steroids. We have enough money to sit out this pandemic. See how quickly they can cough up money all of a sudden? The government of Michigan isn't stopping them from their livelihoods and the chance at the American dream. Capitalism allowed to run wild and unchecked, and a federal government that caters to wealthy. That is what is stopping them. if you want to storm somewhere with your guns, I believe the White House should be your first stop. If you're going to protest in the name of individual patriotism and all this, at least get your target audience right. That is all I can say. Sorry for the rant, but that's what I'm here for. And that's my rant, and I'm sticking to it. All right, bring it on, bring it on. I'm just kidding. I can't believe these people are fighting the governors when, okay, let me just back it up here, back it up. Thanks for listening. I hope that wasn't too crazy. I'm back. Okay. Gary, Trump's education secretary helped fund some of the protests, racist administration. Yes, they did. And you know what? At the last, I don't know if you were here last week. Forgive me, I'm trying to remember. But we went over all that, how she was all sneaky and funded it, and then was like, we didn't do anything. We just paid for some Facebook ads. It's like, bullshit. It's like, seriously? I'm telling you, that lady is pure evil. And I don't mean in a religious sense. I mean, the woman is just freaking evil. Don't even get me started. I loathe her because she uses her money for cruel, sick shit. Thinking about the kids that she tried to adopt out when they had perfectly good parents who were, I can't even get into it. It makes me want to scream. Calm. But yeah. And she's still, I almost brought something up today she's doing, but I decided to hold off because we had too many things. Mo is here. I am so happy. Neil, the problem I see is people all over the country. Yes. I hope that addressed what you said. Thanks for being here, Eric. Mackay, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. You got your message deleted. Must have said something naughty. Ron's here. Mackay, come on, pull it together. We want to know what you're saying, but bring it on. Jason, welcome. And Mackay's getting in lots of trouble. Kitchen politics. 26 new sexual allegations against Trump be ignored like the rest? Of course. New book, All the President's Women, including new stories of the president's alleged grotesque behavior. Yeah, on so many levels, this place is out of control. Calvin, money has more value than human being life and education. Apparently to some people it does. And you know what? I know I'm privileged and I'm talking from a place of privilege because that's where I'm at. But for the love of God, humans first. Screw all these people who economy and money. People are priceless. Yes, every single person, not just the ones that have a job, not just the ones that have a perfect life and were born perfect without any disabilities. No, every single person is precious. Their life is precious. It's like the sanctity of life means nothing. And the sickest thing is these religious people who are off the freaking charts, racist, bigoted, misogynist. It's just they somehow go together. I don't get that. If your religion teaches you to be a jackass to your fellow humans, I'm going to say you're doing it wrong. Just my idea. But I know that sounds just outrageous, but I think you're not doing your religion right. I hope I'm not insulting too many people, but Calvin, absolutely. Mo, ligament is a term used against Trump supporters. Pretty much it's to empower us. Okay, I'm going to have to thank you. I learn something every day. I appreciate it. Mackay, another one taken away. Eric, yes, it's cool. Didn't see him too much lately, but he's cool too. Okay, I'll have to figure that out. I'm just scrolling through here. Is this a democratic stream? Well, more of a dictatorship because, I'm running it. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I want people to tell me what they think. And as long as people aren't rude and obnoxious, they can tell me what they think. Just, be semi-cool, whatever. I mean, if you're obnoxious, you'll probably get in trouble by my lovely moderator who works very hard. But if you're just seriously, not screwing around and being a troll, sure, jump right in. Expo 44, what's going on? I'm bad-mouthing the president. No, I'm just kidding. I am just giving my, basically, my rant about how so many Americans, we've allowed our populace to become uneducated, or maybe it was always that way. But if you don't know your real racial history and you're trying to make decisions that have to do with race now, then I'm sorry, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like if you don't understand all the things that have caused systemic racism in America today that's still going on and on, unchecked in a lot of ways in every single area, then you're going to be very open to propaganda and lies because you don't know your own racial history. So it's extremely important that you look at my videos, because I have a bunch of videos for beginners. There's nothing wrong with being a beginner. If you've never looked into this, I get it. I've been there. But go to the 101 series, start there. Otherwise, you might never come back, because I do have some rants that are pretty intense. I guess you could call them intense. And you will be kind of not happy when you look at them. So start with the beginner series, try to understand. And it's our history. We didn't do it. But by ignoring the problems, just because we're born into it, all of a sudden we're a contributor of, we're supporting it, we're upholding it. So it's really important that white folks learn our real racial history. Be brave. You didn't do it. It's just history. But school is whitewashed history. Most schools, like 99.9, they will teach you some sweet, nice things, but you don't know the half of it. If you think you learned real history in your history classes, when they say history is written by the winner, they aren't kidding. So please consider being brave and educating yourself if you haven't done so. I learn something every day. And yeah, it's some scary stuff, but I'll take the truth over bullshit any day of the week. I want to know the truth, because how can I make an informed decision if I don't get it? That's why a lot of white folks fall for all these lies, basically stereotypes and lies about our fellow humans. We just take them as, yeah, that's just the way it is. No, the truth is the way it is. So learn. Okay, speech over. Let me see here. Non-politically, mostly, but the American racism and how we can overcome racism. Kitchen politics. I'm so happy we're asking a question. You're saying non-political mostly, but about American racism and how education. You know what I'm going to say. Jason, I face racism in America since being Asian American and live in a blue state. Oh, I believe it. Absolutely, Jason. I believe it. Absolutely. Especially, I don't know if you've personally gotten a ton of racism over this COVID thing, but it's like there are 50 plus nations in Asia and a ton more in the world. Not everybody is Chinese, no offense intended. And if they are, it's not their fault. It's ridiculous. We're a whole globe. Whatever happens to one nation happens to all of us. And I did tons and tons of videos on this, tons of how rude and ignorant people are. I mean, my God, the man's like, I'm Filipino. What's your problem? Get away. It's like, people are such like ignorant morons. And I know a ton of Chinese people, and Chinese people are like our people, because they are our people. They're our fellow humans. I'm talking about people in China. I know a lot of people in China, just by chance. And they're some incredible people. Okay, just like anywhere else. So I cannot imagine. I used to live in Southern California, where the majority numerical minority group is people of Asian descent. So I have tons of friends. But anyway, I'm sorry to hear that. I absolutely believe it. Covert, overt, it's all over the place. People are ridiculous. Okay, Ghost Killer, thank you for being here. Muppy. I'm sorry about that, Jason. Tell us more, because that's what we do here. Calvin, ignorance is bliss in the American societal norm. Yeah, I know. It's also obnoxious, and it's killing our nation and killing our humans. And it's lovely if you can't handle the fact that police in America have their roots vested in slave catchers, and the culture persists and continues, and they're not trained, and there are solutions. We just don't care enough to use them. If you're too fragile to get that, then you've given up on your fellow humans. And that's a really sad state. And yeah, it's scary when you're a white person and you have to learn all this stuff and you can't believe it. But I tell you, I'll take the truth any day over the bullshitting lies that we get. All these excuses. Don't even get me started. Okay, to take more comments. Neil, the issue is each state's governor and mayor in the cities and towns make their own rules about the lockdown. When they will open back up, the governor has the right to veto the state Congress. Thank you, Neil. I figured. But my biggest thing for that is that if we could all get together and realize we are letting the wealthiest white people in our nation take over. It's this oligarchy, and it will be a dictatorship. Our democratic republic has been destroyed, and Trump has these guys as suckers. They're basically working for him for free. They're working against their own worst interest. It's horrible. It's like their own best interest. I mean, they're working against, that's a better way to put it. They're working against their own best interest, and they don't even know it. They're fighting to get the disease, that's like they're fighting to get the virus when they should be fighting our government, saying what the actual, what? I paid taxes for all these years. I work hard. This, if not now, then when? When do you subsidize the people? If not now, then when? Every 100 years we have a pandemic? I'm going to say when? Now. We can afford it. But the rich and wealthy just don't give a shit. And that is, I believe that with all my heart. Thank you. Your freedom ends at my freedom. Nails and glitter, 100%. These white folks think that their freedom is being harmed. But unless everybody has this freedom, they're next. They don't. They just don't realize it. And that's what I mean by education. If these folks would just take a minute and realize that we should unite. Black people, brown people, indigenous people, they aren't the enemy. No, it's the wealthiest elite who want to take over and run the show. Capitalism has gone ballistic on steroids. And people love gullible, ignorant people, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, because they're easily swayed and influenced. They don't look into matters. They just see the surface and, oh, yeah, the governors aren't their enemies. Our federal government is totally losing its shit. And I started this, I'm going to remember the name. I just started looking into this. It's Resist Fascism group, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to be posting a lot about it. I'm trying to get somebody to do an interview for it. It's a movement that's really starting to take up, bring people on. It's gathering momentum like crazy. I'm seeing it everywhere now. So basically, it is, in a nutshell, it's an organization that says if these two are going to be fascist dictators and go against the will of the people and the health and safety of the people, then we need to oust them ourselves. And it's a group of people who are done. And I think I might become active in them if I can. At least I'll promote them, because you guys, this is it. I didn't think I'd live during this. I thought this would happen like 100 years from now, but apparently it's not. So reality is, I think we're doomed unless the people get together. So anyway, I just got really sad for a second. But Melanated Misfit, it's willful ignorance. They aren't that damn stupid. Melanated Misfit, honestly, I spend nights awake going like, what's wrong with them? Why? Are they in a fantasy world? Are they low IQ? And I don't mean that meanly. I'm a special ed teacher. I love everybody, but why would they fight so hard against their own interest for a man who is the most racist, bigoted sicko on the planet? So I don't get it. I'm going to go to my grave not getting it. How people can treat their fellow humans this way. I don't get it. There's no sides to me. I know I sound arrogant. There's no sides. When one side is taking away my fellow humans' civil and human rights, that's not a side. No, sorry. There's no sides. There's no compromise. There's no. It's ridiculous. It's just crazy. So, let me see here. Let me see. Melanated misfit. It's degeneracy and entitlement. I think it could be a bunch of things. It's kind of interesting because a lot of these folks are angry, and I absolutely get that. But they're pushing their anger on the wrong people. They're blaming people who have nothing to do with their struggles. It's just so incredibly ignorant and arrogant. Because if they just opened up a book, they realize that it's not, we're all in this together. They just don't get it. So anyway, I'm going on and on. Shut me up if you can. Let me see here. Nails and glitter. Thank you for Melanated Misfit. Thank you so much. I don't think you're a misfit. Okay. Don't say that. Nails and glitter. Whose rights do the police support? They entitled degenerates right on melanated misfit. Yeah, I mean, it's horrible. I did 4 videos this year on police. I have researched the living shit out of police because it's like this thing. We have solutions. We have solutions. We do not need to gun down our fellow humans. And you know why we do it? Because we don't give a shit. Because if we did, we wouldn't do it. There are plenty of towns and cities in America that have model programs. They have training. They have, I did a ton of videos on it. There's no excuse. It's obnoxious. There's no reason. And then when you look at other countries, don't even get me going. Let me see. Calvin, how can they say stay at home and many Americans are home? Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I get that. And that is a failing, once again, of our federal government. We have enough money to house every single last person. We just don't want to. Did you see how fast the Trump administration came up with tons and tons of money for the most wealthy elite corporations who are supposed to be people? And I mean, boom. A lot of them don't even pay taxes. We have the money in America. It's our morals and values. We truly believe, and this is one of the worst things in the world, that some groups are just not worthy. And it shows. And it's disgusting. For-profit healthcare? What the? You know what? Prisons that are for profit, profiting off people's sorrow? That's really messed up. I just don't even know what to say. But yeah, and I have 2 of my friends are homeless right now. One of them might even be listening. I love this guy, and he literally cannot get in to get help. He's never been homeless in his life. It's his first time in his entire life being homeless, and nobody in America will help him. We have to be better than this, or because we're not, I guess. Let me go on. Great point, Calvin. Thank you. Melanie Misfit, a politician even said that the elderly should be willing to die. Exactly. I made a video on it. That is like surreal. That's like, what world are they living in? I guess a world where life isn't sacred, and clearly, yeah. How about their grandma and their grandpa can sacrifice, but not ours? Because I don't have grandma and grandpa still alive. I'm practically am a grandma and grandpa, but yeah, nice. Older people are, oh my God, are valuable. They matter. I mean, like, I have to say that is disgusting. Yeah, I know that. Sacrifice yourself. They should sacrifice themselves if they're so into it. That's ridiculous. All the people who want to do that, why don't they go and help out at the hospital? I'm sure they could use some help. People are unbelievable. How dare they say this about our aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, cousins, grandparents? How dare they? See, you're really getting me going here. Global entertainment. Hello. Yay. Yes, I'm on every Wednesday, come rain or shine or pandemic. So I'm happy you're here. Hope you're still here. I kind of took a while to get here. Neil, Michigan has a right to carry, and the state police did not try to stop them and let it happen as a legal protest. There was, to my knowledge, no violence. Right. And I get that. I absolutely get that. Just part of it was the hypocrisy of the whole thing. Police with white people, police with black people, the whole, like, seriously? Suddenly, they're not afraid for their lives. Give me a break. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. Our nation is full of shit. And also, they're protesting this governor. They should be protesting our federal government, who has allowed them to work their butt off 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and they still can't make ends meet. That is not a wealthy country. Okay, that is not wealthy morally, and that is not wealthy monetarily. I think our morals are crap. And it's going to have to be the people who change it, because it's not coming from the top down. I'll tell you, like, I need to say that. But yeah, Neil, I know. I get what you're saying. Let me see here. I'm backing it up. Wow. Oh, I better start reading. I'm blabbing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. All right. I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to read what you guys have to say. Yeah, right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to try. Let me see. Wow. That's funny. Okay. Sorry. I'm getting there. Okay. Finally, I've caught up. Kitchen politics. Since we're calling frontline workers out of retirement, does anyone have Barack Obama's telephone number? Asking for the entire world. I know. Yeah, people would love him to come back. Melanated misfit. They'll cough up everything but our reparations. Of course. Right. Suddenly, reparations? What's that? But when the wealthiest corporation owners, these white wealthy bazillionaires, they need money because, not paying taxes and making bazillions is just not enough. All of a sudden, they have money. Yeah, it's disgusting. But reparations. All of a sudden, they don't even know the word, right? Nails and glitter. Remember when the black man was trying to give us health care and the Republicans cried death panels. Now, if you're old, you should be willing to sacrifice yourself for the mutual funds. I'm old and no, I'm not willing to. Damn. Talk about not caring about the sanctity of life. My God. So at what age, let me just get into this. At what age do we decide, I'm sorry, your time? What is this, like Logan's Run or like one of those crazy stories that I don't watch nowadays? I'm trying to think of the names. They're like surreal worlds where, evil dictators tell you when your turn to die is. And it's like a book I'm reading. I'm reading the Unwanteds. And damn. It sounds like it could have been co-written by somebody in our federal government. Let me see here. Anthony, welcome to the show. Nice to have you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're still here. I've been kind of behind on comments. Kitchen politics. At Get Global Entertainment, the topic is what has been happening in the past week with protests, coronavirus, Trump's foolishness, and over. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind. Thank you. Dan, me too. I dislike her so bad. Wow, I'm way behind. You must have been talking about Voss. Oh, she's an evil one. Whew. She's her oh my gosh, her little adoption agency. Have you read up on that? It's sick. Nails and glitter, you are correct. Eric, got to see you, really smart lady. Thank you. I'm ignoring. You're embarrassing me. Yes, I know. I mean, no. I mean, wait. Now I'm embarrassed. Okay. No, I'm not single. Very funny. But I know that's a nice compliment. Thank you. But no, 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 no. Let me see. Mel Misfit, I guess the Me Too forgot about the crotch grabbing creep. Yeah, I know. Me too. It's like, it's crazy. Hypocrisy is contagious amongst the idiots. No creepy Joe. And you guys, we're in lots of trouble. We're in lots of trouble. I have 2 reasons to look at your stream. Okay, cool. Hopefully I'll give you more reasons. Global entertainment. Well, we heard 45 is starting a new course with his health test. Yeah, that's, I think you guys, I am dead serious. The man needs a psych eval like yesterday, like a month ago. If he was in college, if he was at my house, he would have a psych eval so fast you would not know what hit him. Okay, don't get me started. The man needs a psychological evaluation. Something's wrong with him. Like something's very, very wrong with him. He said he didn't leave the White House only one time in 2020. He couldn't recall. So he's delusional. He needs help. And all those people, all his clan are just co-conspirators with him. It's really bad. Yeah, he's going to not have a COVID. That's in one of the next section talks about how bad off we're doing. And yeah, that's it. It's like he does the opposite of what any sane person would do. When I read that, I was like, I thought it was, I'm done thinking they're jokes because the stuff he puts and says are ludicrous. But yet, there we are on video. Me Too was hijacked. It was originally formed to raise awareness about sexual abuse in poor Black communities. Now it's just a show. Snails and glitter, kitchen politics, pinata economics. Instead of waiting for the trickle down, you beat the rich with a stick until the money comes flowing out. There's no American dream. Bolster capitalism. Oh, you're so funny. Yeah, I don't think they would let us beat him with a stick. Melanated misfit. Schools don't teach about Black revolutionaries because they want our children to feel inferior. Yeah, well, they don't even teach remotely close to the truth, and it's just disgusting. It is disgusting. So us parents need to take it upon ourselves to educate our babies and bottom up, grassroots, educate your children. And I don't mean adding numbers. They'll be able to do that. I mean in the truth, how to be a decent human being. I'm not talking religion. I'm talking you do not walk by somebody being bullied, being hurt, being harmed, and do nothing because you might as well have been doing it yourself. And I truly believe that with all my heart. And yeah, that's a tough walk to do, but it's the right thing to do. And we need to teach our children. And that's one thing I've really, really focused on with my kids. And they get it. And it's not easy. I get that. And they shouldn't do it when they're like 5 years old. They have to be ready. But for the love of God, we have to teach our children on that playground, in your classroom, when they're playing after school, when they're at home. You do not walk by injustice and do nothing. Or you may as well be doing it yourself. And it's a high standard, but our standard right now is, the bar can't be much lower. I keep saying that. And then I'm like, no, don't say that. Don't say that. It's like being on the reality show Survivor when they say into the camera, I'm not getting voted off the island. It's like, yeah, bye-bye. I keep thinking you can't lower the bar anymore, but it's, yeah, okay. But yeah, definitely schools we cannot count on schools. Glitter facts from Melanated Misfit. Glitter, Nails and Glitter, you're getting lots of accolades here. Nails and Glitter, we still know where the pitchforks are. We need to organize mass boycotts and strikes. Oh, yeah. I'm seriously looking into this organization. It's the first one that's just got me like, wow. They are not about like, let's talk about it. They are, let's get our asses out there and do. And I was like, kind of like that. No one is going to stop these people unless the people do. We got bought and paid Congress people. We have the Senate. They're useless. They're they're part of the clan. Yeah, not all of them, but enough that it doesn't. They're bought. And it's like I tell people, I don't make 1 cent for what I'm doing. Nobody owns me. Nobody is going to make me break my morals. And you know what? That's a privileged place to be. And I get that. But anyone who has that privilege needs to take advantage of it. And what I mean is, if you're white, then use your white privilege to stand up for people. If you're a man, use your male privilege to stand up for people. Do it. It'll feel really good. You know, you don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean. But stop pretending we're the only people on earth when we're not. And obviously, I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but okay. Global entertainment TV. However, China is very xenophobic, like most Asian countries of the world. They have a ton of issues. China has a ton of issues with this. Yes. The main Chinese buffet closed because of threats. Oh, in your area, really? Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, unstinking believable. It's ludicrous. It's so sad. It's so wrong. Nails and glitter. People kick down instead of punching up. We need to learn who the real enemies are so we can unify behind ideas, not people. Yeah, I tried, like in my area, and I won't get into it. I started a grassroots movement in my area. It was going great. And read one of my personal videos and horrible. People sabotaged it. They liked it a little too much. And I was too naive to know that I'm like, people do that? Damn. And they destroyed the organization that I started in my area. So I just, one of the saddest things that's ever happened in my life. But you know what? People have had worse things happen. But I mean, for me, that was just terrible. It was all about uniting the different facets of people who need to unite. And that's pretty much everybody and anybody, but and even some of the wealthiest elite get it. Not all of them, but some of them even get it. And you heard the lady on Disney saying, don't give me money. I don't need tax relief. I don't need tax breaks. This is ridiculous. It's being honest. It's like a white person saying, yeah, there's systemic racism all over the place. It's disgusting. And white people need to start giving a shit. And she's, as a rich person, she's saying, no, don't give me money. Give money to the people. And that's just being honest. I don't think that's being a martyr. It's just being honest. It's what everybody should be doing. Yeah, no, that's a good point, Nielsen Glitter. Let's not confuse the Chinese government with the Chinese people. And that is a huge, huge thing. Thank you, Nielsen Glitter. Because you know what? As much as we don't think we're in control of our democratic republic, and we're not, they don't have any of this. They do what they're told. Or a drone comes down and goes after them. I'm kidding. I saw it on, I mean, they'll do what it takes. I have come to appreciate the Chinese culture, and I know a ton of incredibly amazing Chinese Americans, but actually Chinese people in China. And every group has wonderful people. Every group has people who suck. But the government has to be separated. And they do a great job with that. Overall, they love America. It's hilarious because despite us having this insane president, they love Disney. It's just so funny. Cracks me up because they understand they are not their government. They are the people, and they don't necessarily have to agree with their government. And I think a lot of us need to maybe we say, we hate this, we hate that. It's ridiculous. Their government is ruling them. They don't have any power. So we're getting a little feel for that, aren't we? I wonder how many people hate Americans now. And look at us talking about this, saying how we can't take this and it's terrible. But they hate us because, we're our government. So if we think that way too, we're doing the same thing they're doing. But thank you, Nails and Glitter. Let me see. Melanated Misfit, they don't care. Even the poor smile at the chance to look down on my people. Are you talking about in China? In China, if you're talking about in China, Melanated, there's a huge racism problem. Huge. Out of control. Totally. And it's a There's a lot of people. Very, very terrible problem. But I wasn't sure if that's what you meant, but maybe that's what you meant. Melanated misfit. I'm not sure what that means. So I have to skip your next. You can explain. Anthony, we have lost our way as a nation. I don't think we've ever found our way. We're still in the dark about loving each other. Anthony, you always say the best. Absolutely. And I know it's so cliche and people are like, oh, shut up about this, like love. And you know what? We are all humans on this planet for such a short amount of time. Why can't we make it better for everybody else? Why do we have to be run? There is enough for everybody. There's even enough food for everybody on the planet. It's just a matter of distribution. We're in the age of great communication technology. There's no excuse for not learning anymore. Maybe your parents didn't buy you that encyclopedia that you wanted, or you don't have access to the library, but pretty much there's no excuse for remaining ignorant. And Anthony, I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you for that. That is like, kind of like shocks me back into like my hope, you know? Nails and glitter. Judge the person in front of you, not the group as a whole. They do it to us, but we are not Neanderthal. Right. And you know what? We got to walk the walk. And if we're telling people like, don't be racist. I hate all those Chinese. I mean, give me a break. We're no better than them. You know, really. 100%. It's a lot. It's a lot. Because they throw tantrums at the thought of them being oppressed, but have no problem oppressing others. Now, if what you're saying, melanated misfit, that many people of Asian descent are looked upon as the chosen minority, absolutely. It is extremely clear that they do not have always the same. Obviously, there's a big crossover. But they do not have the same type attitudes, cultural attitudes. America, we got issues. We even rank our people for we'll be really racist to them. We'll be medium racist to them. And the whole thing's ludicrous. It's a matter of an ignorant, obnoxious, arrogant, uneducated populace. But there's a lot of issues. I won't lie and go, oh, what are you talking about? There's a lot of issues with many Asian nations and Asian people, but everybody's an individual. And every time you meet somebody, it is your opportunity to make a difference. And it's a really tough thing. That's what I try to do, is just walk the walk if I can. And it's a lot easier when you're privileged. I'll tell you that much. The more money you have, the easier it is to be an idealist. Because, you can lose your job, but it's complicated. But I understand what you're saying. But it's a toughie. I know a lot of Asian Americans who've been here for, generations. They started to get, when I was watching the news about all the things that were happening, I'm like, I know a group that's been going through this for good 500 years and worse. And it wasn't to negate, I don't compare injustices. They're all horrible and ridiculous. But it sure sounded like Black folks in America could relate to what was going on. All of a sudden, one day they're this status, the next day everyone's blaming them for, it's just crazy. We truly are ignorant fools in this nation. It's ridiculous. Okay, let me just, I'm so behind yet here I blab. Sorry. I hope I feel like you, melanated misfit, I hope you feel like I'm hearing you, but it's complicated. Their self-image is literally tied up in being better than someone. But as a Black person, we know and see how weak and insecure. Yeah, people manifest their insecurities in trying to feel better when they know they're not. It's really sad. Glitter, I don't believe in that. We're judged as a group, so I'll judge them the same way. You're jaded, I guess. I have no judgment against what you're saying, melanated misfit, because I'm not you. I have never had to live that way. Never. And I can get jaded, but I can go back because of my privilege. And if I was Black, if I was brown, Oh, you betcha I'd be like that. I know I would. I'd be hurt because we've hurt our fellow humans. White folks, we've harmed our fellow humans. Maybe not you individually, but as a group, we've been horrific and we're still doing it. You know, a lot of people say, oh, white people need to say sorry. I'm like, say sorry. We're still doing it. We don't even admit to it. We don't even admit what we've done and what we're doing. Saying sorry would be the most disingenuous thing on the planet. We're still doing it. But that's my take. Melanie admits it. Being the bigger person is played out and futile. Yeah, I don't blame you. Not judging it. I'm only saying we don't have to follow their examples. They don't set good. Right. Okay. That's true. Good point. Notice that glitter resistance is never defeated with passivity. It must be met with equal or greater resistance. Sadly, that's probably true. Ronald, Kim, they're pledging future tax collections for the stimulus money. Oh, yeah. I believe it. I got to get you on here, Ronald. You need to come on here, be my co-host here. Let me see. I am so behind. Oh, wow. Every time I go down, it scrolls. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to read. Back up again. Back. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry for the delay. Dang. Okay, finally I'm back. Profit for prisons makes perfect sense for tyrants. Yeah. Yep. It's so sick. Oh, so sick. Nails and glitter. Following their game plan is not healthy. Resistance can be many things. Melon glitter. I disagree, but it's okay. I understand what you're both saying. I absolutely both have good points. We agree on more than we disagree, I bet. Absolutely. I'm sure you do. Ghost Killa. I heard one of them say they're going to kill people in their sleep. Who said that? Sorry, I'm so far behind. I'm not sure who you're referring to. I didn't say it. The protesters? The protesters said that? Tell me more. Timmy, I hope you're here still. The owner of Amazon is an antichrist. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're still here. Now you probably aren't anymore, but thanks, Anthony. Okay, Timothy, white supremacy seems to love him because he says they're good people. Yeah, they love him because he's the de facto modern leader of the KKK. People look up to him. He is their man. It's so disgusting. It's terrifying. He is absolutely their man. They love him because they finally have one of their own at the helm. So all these people who let him get away with this BS, delusional to them. Racism is a delusion and narcissistic in nature. True. Kitchen politics. Example, USA not housebroken. Stupid mass protests. They're not protesting for rent freeze, UBI, or health care. Instead, protesting the right to go out and die to make the ruling class wealthier. Yes. I can't believe you didn't get nabbed with the F word. That's very good. Yeah, they're protesting the right to go die. It's like, what? It's just, oh, God. So no words. Yeah, all the lawless racists are good people. It's like La Princess Bride. I don't think he knows what that word means, It's just, yeah, no. He doesn't know what good people means. Silence is compliance, facts. Okay. I'm glad you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Nielsen Gooder, Melanie Misfit. America was bought and paid for long ago. George Carlin. Yeah, it's really sad. Nielsen Glitter. And this is also why women can't come forward without being judged as having ulterior motives. Yeah, there's a lot. We got issues. Let me see here. Trump brought us together. Trump gave us No, he didn't. I think it's Black people willing to push back at this point. We are doing it. Explain further. Trump didn't give you. I was doing this way before that clown ever got onto the. But you're I think you're trying to be very sweet. Thank you, Timmy. Okay. I'm just going to pick, I am blabbing away. Gary, Melanie Misfit, then you haven't met my Asian friends. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Cajun politics, the Democratic Party snatching defeat from the jaws of victory since 2016. Can Biden really beat Trump in 2020? Who should be Biden's running mate? Tell me what you think. Nails and glitter. We know you will not vote Biden. Thank you, Timmy. You are so sweet. And you guys, Timmy is my number one man for being in the everyday racism. I put 2 out already. That's a new series I'm doing. Just figured I'd plug. And because he's just so open about everything. And not everyone's that way. And not everyone has to be that way. But Timmy's really, really open about, he's willing and wants to and does it incredibly. Tells what happens to him in life. He wants people to know. And he's willing to tell a story. And I want white folks to hear it from him and anyone who wants to tell their story, because they need to hear it. From me, okay, whatever, but I don't live it. It doesn't matter if you're not famous or you're not powerful. Your story matters. And people need to know what they're doing nothing and upholding, perpetuating racism, or they're actually being racist and perpetuating racism does. They need to know that what they do matters. If you're not anti-racism and actually doing more than just being nice to everybody, sounds like a sweet thing, but it will not dismantle a system of racism. Being nice to everybody won't cut it. You have to do more. So that's why I want them to hear the real stories from real people. They need to understand this is every day, from the littlest thing to the biggest thing. Dan, Tim, thank you so much I love your candid, just genuine and authentic. Dan, have you spoke on the fool wearing a KK hood at the city? Yeah, I saw. Oh, yeah. Just somebody's gonna take care of him. That's a terrible thing. Melanie missed it. They stand by the model minority mantra and they use it to mistreat us. And that's why I haven't been in. Yeah. No, we got issues within and from outside, from inside. We definitely do. I understand what you're saying. The number is somewhere. If you scroll right up, the number is somewhere. And I think I finally reached the end. So, goodness gracious. I will keep going and people will still blab on. So, okay, where was I? Before I took I'm so happy people are chatting and stuff. So, us winning. This week, according to the World Health Organization, the U.S. had the highest number. Scared me. Hello. Thanks for scaring the living.
Hey, what's up?
You scared the crap.
What's up? How you doing, man?
Hi.
This is David.
Hi, David. What's going on? What do you got to say? You got 5 minutes. No, just kidding.
Not much. Just that Trump is an ass.
Yes.
He's going to get beaten. But the thing is, Biden and his supporters have to earn the respect and trust of Bernie Sanders progressives, because we don't want a repeat of the 2016 election.
I'm fearful that we might.
I'm
fearful that we might. I'm telling you right now.
This comparison between Joe Biden being perverted like Donald Trump is all just stupid. Yeah,
a lot of people feel strongly about that. So yeah, but I mean, I think what's happening, David, is that a lot of people say, well, if you're bad, you're just bad equally. Well, in my opinion, there is evil and there is semi-evil, and there's levels of evil, and sadly, we shouldn't even have to be talking about this, but we are. It's pathetic. It's
right, exactly.
But I think there's definitely levels of evil.
Did you hear about the woman in Michigan? I think it was somewhere in Detroit. A white woman. She ran for mayor in 2017. She lost pretty badly by 3-1. There's a store It was a market, an Italian market. She went in to buy stuff. She didn't have a face mask, and the owners and operators and workers there insist that everybody come in to shop with a face mask on, as per the governor and the rules and everything. And she got upset and said no. And then when the police were calling, she spit on the police and all sorts of things. And there are other cases in Michigan, like Flint, where the father's son shoot at the security guard.
Yep, I heard about that one.
And other old man, wipe his snot in the shirt of a worker at a supermarket. I mean, it's bullshit like this.
People are losing their freaking minds. It's ignorance and lack of education.
Anybody who wipes snot on me, go get knocked the fuck out.
I believe you.
For real.
Yeah, it's people are people are frustrated. They're fighting at the wrong enemy. We've been doing it forever. We've been fighting the wrong enemy. We love to blame Black, brown, African American, indigenous people because that's the propaganda. The truth is, the wealthiest elite thank us for our service. It's really sad. We've been fools. White folks have been fools.
5 minutes.
That's 5 minutes by now.
What do you think about going back to work, even though Dr. Fauci, that's his name, Anthony Fauci, said he advised against it? Because I'm terrified because, as you know, a month ago I had this eye operation.
Yes.
I did all the blood tests. I'm healthy as a horse and everything. But it's coronavirus, don't respect anybody. We're going there. You don't know who have coronavirus that may unwillingly, or, like spread it to you.
I think it's terrifying. And I think we have seen nothing. This pandemic, in my personal, just not a doctor, not a scientist. My personal opinion is we ain't seen nothing. This is going to get ugly.
Yes, because CNBC ran an article online the other day, I think it was 2 days ago, saying, or it was yesterday, in fact, saying that, there are 14 more strains of the coronavirus, and all 14 are stronger than the original strain.
Yeah, people don't.
So we're not having a pandemic team to deal with it. 3,000 going to die per day in June. That's what they're predicting. That's some serious shit. I don't want to become a statistic because of this asshole Trump, this motherfucker Trump. Sorry for cursing. I never cursed so much in my life, but I goddamn hate this orange bastard.
No, I know. Just don't get us kicked off. Don't get my YouTube kicked off for having cursing. But yeah, because sometimes they'll boot us. But yeah, I don't blame you. This is a nightmare. This is truly a nightmare. David, I feel for you. I adore you. It's a nightmare. It's a freaking nightmare. Yes.
All right, so rock on. I keep watching.
Thank you so much for being here. You're a sweetheart. Always good with information.
Yes, Glitter, you're the best, man. For real.
Thank you. You're very silly. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for calling. You scared the crap out of me. Bye. Thanks. Oh, I got my first caller. I almost had a heart attack, but hey, that was cool. So it's not even a close call, what I was saying. Not even a close call. We win. Yay. We're the lamest country that did the worst. And I don't even call it we, because Trump dropped the freaking ball. On May 1st, that wasn't very long ago, the U.S. had almost 3,000 people die in one day. 3,000 people dying in one day in one 24-hour period. Yes, America wins the prize. We win the prize for absolute, complete incompetence and failure with this pandemic. I've been studying different versions of, countries are doing different things. Our thing that we've done is freaking nothing. Basically, we've put imbeciles in charge of it, and they have shown us what imbeciles do when they're in charge, which is do a horrific job. Practically nothing. Our country's deadliest day this week was May 1st, which is, May 1st. And yet, you guessed it, states are opening, the economy's opening, because we have to let Trump's economy go so he can win. Screw all the people that are going to die. And you guys, I'm not trying to be a sicko, but it is a horrible death. You drown. You suffocate. I'm sorry. These people who are out there on everybody, not social distancing, not giving a shit, they need to go to the hospital and watch somebody die. I'm sorry. It's just, that is my worst fear, is to have to deal with that. Okay, I will just fess up. When I was a little girl, one of my best friends drowned. Okay, not from the COVID virus, but and so it's always been a fear. I was on the swim team. I am a good swimmer. I can, it's not that. It's just the idea that my friend, he drowned, and it's a really horrible, horrible thing. And so for me, this kind of gets me on that level. And everyone has their thing with this. Everyone's going through emotions with this. But for me, suffocating to death is like, there's no pretty death, but this is not good. Not good. That's all I'm trying to say. I will shut up now. So on Friday, protesters in about 10 states plus demanded that the government lift this stay-at-home orders and other emergency measures that they don't like that have been put in place to slow the coronavirus. But among the states, it was a lot of states: California, Colorado, Delaware, Florida, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona. Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Tennessee, Washington. And by no means is this a majority of people, but it was enough people to make a stink, and media was there. So let's compare. About 3,000 people died of COVID-19 in the United States in one day this week. Okay, one day this week. Brazil was one of the next closest. They had 5 times fewer. They had 450 people died in that one day. And I'm taking sampling of one, not a very scientific way, but it was this week. Canada was close. It had 178 deaths on May 1st of COVID. Okay. We had almost 3,000. Yes. I think we have pretty close. I don't know. I'm sure there's a population difference, but we're last by not even a close call. Germany had 0 that day. France had 288. Italy had 285. The UK is the closest to winning our prize of doing the absolute worst job, and I can say this, on the planet. So much for being this great nation. Yeah. 674 UK on May 1st. So I'm comparing. The United States is not just doing the worst job out of everybody. We're doing the absolute significantly worst job out of everybody. And it's a total and complete failure. And to top it off, on May 5th, which was yesterday, Trump said he's going to be phasing out the Corona task force. What the hell's wrong with that man? I mean, rhetorical. We don't have time for that. Something's really quite wrong. You heard me correctly. What do you guys think? It's just crazy. He just gives a shit about money and money only and re-election. Human life. Our human lives clearly mean absolutely nothing. I think he's incompetent and he needs to leave. His behavior is got to be criminal neglect. It's resulted in murder. It's killed people. He did nothing over and over again after being warned over and over. He's not living up to the oath he took, and not even close. I mean, like I even had to say that. America's always been a laughingstock. They sealed the deal with the virus. Right. Melanie did mistake. Absolutely. Abso-stinkin-lutely. Nails and glitter. We're doing the worst per capita, and don't worry, he's keeping the task force. Yeah, he likes to say stuff like that because he's like a power-hungry sick fuck. Oops, I swore. Sorry. But it's true. And I have an idea, and I'm sure I'm not the only one to have thought of this, but if he gets reelected, and I think he's going to get reelected, I say we take a page out of some book that I from a movie I saw. We can't get him out. How about all the people who are upholding his status? They can be impeached, and they've done things. I say we go after, every state should go after people who have upheld his horrific, inhumane, obnoxious behavior. If you can't go for the main guy, I mean, not trying to be evil and cruel, but you guys, you can't play fair. Some people you can play fair with. He's way beyond that. He wants to be the freaking king of this nation. He wants to be a dictator. The time for playing fair and honorable is really quite over. And I never thought that would come out of my mouth in a million years. But our nation is done. And as hateful, as much as you hated or liked it or loved it, if you think it's bad now, how would you like to have King Trump? Because that's kind of what we're heading for. Nails and Glitter, boycott 2, cut off their, yes, everything. I say we go after one tier down from Trump, because you know what? They are co-conspirators to his absolutely clanly ways. I don't know how else to put it. His clan. I just think I made up a word. His clanly ways. You know, he's part of the clan. They're part of the clan. And if we can't get him, then these people, there is a special place in hell for people who have power and the ability to make something good and choose to take the sick, dark, evil road instead. They could do the right thing, but they choose not to. And that is just unconscionable. Angry Soccer Mom, do you think Trump has dementia? No, I don't think he has dementia. You're going to laugh. I think he has, actually, I think he has a personality disorder, probably, borderline personality disorder or narcissistic person. I'm not a professional. I think he has I think he has a lot of things. I have like about a name of 4 things that I think he has. I think he has severe psychiatric issues. Personality disorders are not curable. You can work with them and help. You can help them to behaviorally compensate, but no one's helping him. They're basically supporting his evil, sick ways. He's a person who's so entitled. It's just not even. I think he's mentally ill. I do not think he has dementia, although, I mean, he could, I don't know. But I think he's severely mentally ill. If you have a personality disorder, that's a really severe disorder in general. And I think he has other things on top of it. America rewards narcissists. Right. I mean, the truth is a lot of people say in books that I read that a lot of folks who run corporations and are bigwig power people and are money are troubled with this personality disorder. I'm not a psychiatrist, but Pat, yay, thanks for being here. Jump right in. We're just talking about all this stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't think he has dementia. I think he doesn't get much sleep. He has some sleep disorders that have been, talked about, and I could go on and on about my diagnosis, but thanks for asking. Tell me what you guys think. I don't know. I just think he needs to go bye-bye and never come back. So that was my kind of take on that. I think he has a severe mental disorder, which needs treatment and will not get treatment. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for asking, Melodiness, but I appreciate it. I want to move on to Ahmaud Arbery. I started following his story. This man, God help this man, he was murdered. I started following his story actually a couple weeks back. Somebody had it, and it had so few details that I was like, It was literally like it hadn't been on anything. One paper had it, and I read it in a newspaper, and I was like, doesn't sound right. But then I waited like a week later, more details. A week later, more details. So for people who don't know and aren't aware, I'll just briefly talk about that, and you can jump in. This is a horrible, horrible thing. I saw his mom, and I just wanted to hug her and hold her. And this is an execution. These people executed this man, this young man. It was awful. I've done 4 videos on it just because I've been following it for so long. Last week, I talked a lot about a 25-year-old man named Ahmaud Arbery who was killed in Brunswick, Georgia, back in February 23rd, 2020. It was like months ago. A couple months ago, he was running. He was jogging out on a jog, like in the neighborhood. And the initial story came out like this. And I'll just, for people who don't know, just a real recap. The initial story was that this guy was jogging around, and two men basically saw him they saw him from their yard, and this is their story, which turned out to be total bullshit. I mean, like unstinking believable. They claimed that they recognized him as a burglar suspect. When I heard that, I was like, what? He's jogging. How do you, please? Gregory McMichael, 64 years old man, and his son Travis, 34, are their father and son. The older man was a former police officer, worked in the district attorney's office. So the case had to be handed down, and to a third office outside of the jurisdiction, because people knew him and, weren't supposed to, you're supposed to recuse yourself. So this BS story that these two men obviously made up and told, they decided this guy looked like a suspect. What the actual, what? They grabbed their guns. That's what isn't that what we all do? Grab our guns and jump in the truck and chase somebody. They hunted this kid down. He was on a freaking jog. They shot him and killed him. They haven't been arrested to my knowledge. As of yesterday, the case, they weren't even looking, I believe, as of yesterday, early yesterday, they weren't even investigating the damn case. And unbelievable. Tape came out late last night, I think. It had been out. These two were vigilantes who hunted him down and murdered him. As far as I could tell from what I watched my tape that I saw and then 2 hours later, Roland Martin put out something, and I saw, and he slowed it down, and I was like, oh my God. And I put another one out because I wanted people to know, what's going on. For months, this case has been sitting, and as of yesterday, there's been nobody charged. They're going to the grand jury. How about this? Go arrest those racist little bastards that murdered this child. And I say child, I have a child that age. Okay. To me, he's a child. He's a young man. They killed someone's baby because they're sickos. And last night, the video that surfaced, if you didn't see it, it's not horribly gruesome. It's sick, but it's not like, you'll see clearly. I mean, I've seen gruesome stuff. It's obviously extremely upsetting, but if you want to see it, I'm just giving you it's not like, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you can handle that kind of thing, you got to see this. It's so obvious. It's just absolutely unbelievable. The guy is jogging like a jogger does. The truck was in front of him. They lied. They weren't chasing him and trying to stop him. They must have come around, or I don't know what, because they were right there blocking his way. So this poor kid, he's like, this young man is like jogging, and you see him go. I guess, I mean, you can see the thought that the wheels are turning. He's like, oh, I guess there's a car in the way. I'll go around. He goes around the other way, and they freaking kill him. They murder him right there. And these two people should not be walking on this planet right now. They should be in a cell. They murdered this kid. Melanated Misfit, I read some background information on those demons, and they're very powerful in Georgia. That man isn't getting justice. I know. I am like, just, it's, if you haven't seen it, you will be as enraged or more than I am. I am just unbelievably what they did to this kid. Nobody deserves. It was like, I thought, my God, are we living in like the days of lynchings and black codes? Yeah. I'm going to have to say, yes, we are, because that's basically what they did. And they lied. They didn't even look into it. They dismissed the case as, oh my God, they were going to get away with this. And then the tape came out. Those bold-faced little liars. Ahmaud was jogging down the street, and these men had guns, and they got their truck, and they blocked him off, and they freaking shot him in 1 second flat. Now, there's a lot of things that are going on that Roland Martin brought out, because he talked to the attorney, and the attorney really just got the case like just a few days ago. I mean, I saw him speak when he had the case for 24 hours. Yeah, no. Yeah, okay, Tim, don't watch. Yeah, it was a sick. I mean, it was just absolutely these people are horrible. He probably didn't know what they were doing and just thought, oh, jogging by. Self-defense my ass. No, they stuck him down, hunted him down, and killed him. There's no, yeah. This was a lynching. This was, if you slow down the video, I mean, he did what you and I would have done. We would have jogged around and like, oh, okay, whatever, we've all done it. We've all jogged. Maybe, I mean, I've jogged. Sure, most people have jogged. He didn't stand a chance. These guys got their guns and they were going to go kill somebody. And I don't believe in the death penalty for various reasons. But yeah, and the kid, right. I heard the kid always jogged through. Yeah. Like, God damn, these people. They've been sitting around, living and breathing for about 2 months, thinking we got away with it. Now, a lot of people were saying that, and I haven't confirmed this because this was just from the attorney. He implied very strongly that the third party who was videoing it was in on chasing him. Now, that's what I had heard. But it clearly showed them absolute bull-faced lying. Absolute bull-faced lies. Unbelievable. It's not it. I mean, it wasn't a close call. Timothy, I saw a man choked to death for cigarettes. I saw another man shot to death for CDs in Louisiana. I can't take it anymore. Yeah. Tim, I'm just, yeah. This is, it has to stop. I mean, it's out of control. It's just it's been out of control. It's all for nothing. It's all just because white people want to hate and they want to feel superior. And we're not superior. No one's superior. But something's wrong with us. I mean it. Something is wrong with us that we sit and watch this and don't just flip shit and say, no, I can't do this. We don't always get justice even with the video. Yeah, I mean, this video was so blatant. It's just not even, yep. Even with a freaking video. It's really bad. So I just wanted to let you know, obviously, I don't blame anyone who didn't want to see it, but it was just, I couldn't believe it. When Roland Martin showed it, I was like, when you slowed it down, it could have been our child. It could have been your child. It could have been my child. They murdered this baby. And I'm beside myself. Yeah. So anyway, nice way to end, but anyway, so please support whatever you can do. And I know I'm going to be right on top of that and making sure that everybody hears what's going on. And if there's any way we can put our 2 cents in and help and they really? Oh, I believe it. Oh, I did not know that. Because I stopped after a while. I was writing this, kind of writing for tonight, and I had to stop after maybe a couple hours back. Really, the way they executed this poor kid, I have no doubt. I mean, they seem like it. Wow. If you have anything, post it. If you don't mind, I want to. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna have dinner after our live show, but things were coming in by the hour, and they seem to have a really good attorney. The family does, and wow, and the cover up, like there's going to be people covered for them. I mean, give me a break. The police were there at the scene this fast, and then there needs to be a huge investigation. These people are very, very bad men, and this is just so sad. But in other news that's being ignored because God knows we have all this stuff. Supreme Court decided today on 2 cases the future, I know this sounds a little obscure, but the future of birth control, which is a woman's issue and a man's issue, allowing religious people to dictate what you can and can't do. And, yet they're trying to get rid of every possible form of abortion. It's disgusting. No comment. Trump continues to feud online with George Conway, calling him a racial slur, which I won't say. Don't even get that. And I actually talked about this a little bit. Trump closing down the coronavirus task force. God help us all. That man must leave. I'll only take a few more comments and then I'll say goodnight. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I just cannot thank you enough. Yeah, Timmy, it's bad. Neil, Timothy, maybe next week you will hear about the real stories about how Black people were treated, even in the music industry, if everything goes as planned for next week. Right. Neil, Neil has been helping me, and I am extremely, extremely pleased. He has gotten me in touch and connected with Billy Sheldon, who was a real spaniel, one of the originals. And I did 5 hours worth of videoing with him. And I got 3 pretty long videos out of it. And he's just wonderful. And he and his friend Willie, who's very famous as well, might come on next week if I get my way and talk about the music industry and doo-wop. And they were absolutely experienced live in hell, and they will tell you everything they went through, and you can ask them questions, and they're open, and they're elderly, so they've had experience. And good night, everybody. Ronald, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to talk to you again. And Melanated Misfit, I'm thrilled you were here. Please come back next week. Thank you, Dan. Good night. I know everyone's like, we're so tired. And Timmy will be in touch. I can't thank everybody enough. I wanted to, Melanated Misfit, you said that Lee Merritt isn't going to do a damn thing for the family. Tell me more. Because I thought he was right on top of stuff, but I know of him because I know he takes these kind of cases and everything. He's become kind of famous in the last couple of years, but tell me more when you get a chance. If you believe like I do, that it is way past time for white America to learn our real racial history and step up to the plate and start acting human and actually giving a shit about our fellow humans, which is actually giving a shit about us, because if it happens to them, it can happen to us. We're next. Then please consider subscribing and supporting my channel by giving my videos to people who need to see them, which is not really easy nowadays because we're so divided. But if you know someone who could benefit from it, or has a story to tell, or just wants to hear the truth, or needs to hear the truth, please send them over to my channel, and hopefully I will see everybody next Wednesday at 9. And don't be a stranger. Write to me. I will write back. Right? Thank you, everybody. This has been better, awesome than I ever expected. I have new people and thrilled to see everybody. So help me get subscribers so we can get this show on the road. And Neil, thank you so much for connecting me. Thank you, Nails and Glitter. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, Neil. Now, if only I could end it. Good night, everybody. I think I did it.